Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Time to get downright silly with an episode of the Abbott and Costello Show. This episode goes back to February 24th, 1949, and a Sam Shovel skit, 100 Steps to Take When You Come Face to Face with a Killer. Yeah, there you go. And Sam solves the case of Housefly that drowned when he walked into a pot of hot coffee, or strolling through the Perc one day. We'll hear that coming up in a bit, but let's get into it. February 24th, 1949, Bud-Abbott and Lou-Costello. As we hear Costello say,
"Hey, Abbott, what time is it?"
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
Yes, it's the Abbott and Costello Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood for your listening and laughing pleasure. Chuckles with a carload and music by Matty Malnick. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
What's all this yelling for? And stop it and tell me, where have you been all day?
Well, I'll tell you as soon as I look. Abbott, my grandfather died this morning.
Oh, that's too bad. What is to become of your grandmother?
Oh, Grandpa took care of that. He did something for Grandma in a cookie jar in the kitchen.
What was it, money?
No, cookies.
When are you going out and get yourself a job?
Well, I'm trying, Abbott. See, I work 20 girl hours a day.
You mean man hours?
You work your hours, I'll work mine.
See, you're just a dope. Did you ever go to school?
Yes, sir, I went to school. I'll never forget until I was 13 years old. I had long golden curls, and one night my mother cut them off.
Oh, I'll bet the teacher was surprised the next day.
Not as much as the kid that sat next to me. He'd been carrying my books home for 2 years.
Get him out of here. All right. Well, wait a minute. You look tired.
You're not kidding.
You do look tired, though, Lou.
Well, I'll tell you.
What?
I stayed home last night, Abbott. I sat in the living room in the dark all night reading Darwin's theory on relativity of monkeys to man.
You sat in the dark reading? How can you read in the dark?
I figured that if you don't understand what you're reading, what's the use of straining your eyes?
You know nothing. You know nothing about books. Your whole family is illiterate.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so.
Well, my Uncle Tom is a great writer. The poor guy, his wife ran away with a sailor. All the animals on his farm died. Cyclone blew down his barn. His car rolled off a cliff. He had a bad case of laryngitis. His house burned down. And in trying to put out the fire, he climbed up the fireman's ladder and fell off and broke every bone in his body. So he wrote the story of his life, and now it's on the radio.
What's it called?
A Date with Judy.
Well, never mind that. Where have you been? Never mind that, Lou. Where have you been all afternoon?
Right around option time, they keep laughing them up.
Lou, where have you been all afternoon?
Well, I went to the movies, Abbott, and I sat through the picture 15 times.
Why did you sit through the picture 15 times?
I couldn't remember where I came in.
I suppose you took Viola Levon to the movies with you?
No, sir, I got a new girl. Oh, she's got a beautiful house. She's got a great big bathroom with a Grecian bathtub.
She has?
Yeah, I don't know what she needs it for. I've been over there every night for 2 weeks. Not one Greek come over there for a bath.
You and your girls, you dummy. You don't know the first thing about girls.
I'll have you know that I've been going with girls all my life. Why, when I was 16 years old, I smoked my first cigarette and kissed my first girl.
Who did you kiss?
Who knows? The smoke got in my eyes.
I don't know why I even talk to you. You have no culture. You know nothing about literature. You know nothing about art. You know nothing about music.
Hold it right there.
What?
Abbott, when you're speaking about music, you're looking at the former child prodigy.
You were?
When I was only 4 years old, my mother bought me a piano. Before I was 5 years old, I made $400.
Giving recitals?
No, I sold the piano.
You're an idiot, and your whole family are idiots.
Oh, I don't know. My brother Pat is really smart. He just invented a new breakfast food. It's called Gorgeous George Flakes.
A breakfast food called Gorgeous George Flakes?
Yes, I got some right here in my pocket. Here, taste them.
Let's see.
That's not bad, eh?
Wait a minute. That stuff is terrible. It tastes like chopped up whisk brooms.
It is. Of course, it's got no food value, but it sweeps out your stomach.
Hello, Uncle Louie.
Hey, it's Abbott's nephew.
What do you want, Nephew Norman?
Well, Uncle Bud, I've just been reading a book, and it says that the girls that graduate from Vassar College have 3.1 children, and the girls that graduate from UCLA have 1.2 children. And this proves conclusively that women have more children than men.
And why not? They're home a lot.
Gee, you know, Uncle Louie, you're pretty smart. I know a guy who'd give $10 just for your head.
Scientist?
No, he runs a bowling alley.
You know, Abbott, I wish sometimes this was a giveaway program.
Why?
I'd like to give away your nephew, Norman.
You lay off my nephew.
Abbott, I just found out why they call him Norman Mixmaster Abbott.
How did he get the middle name of Mixmaster?
When he was born, his father took one look at him, threw all his money in a bowl, and beat it.
Costello, how can you be so pleasant one moment and so mean the next? You're a regular Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Who were they? A team like Amos and Andy and Abbott and Costello?
No. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde were one man. Or rather, they were really two men. Only actually, they were only one man. Don't you know the story?
No, and it don't sound like you do either.
Well, it's a very famous story. Are you familiar with Robert Louis Stevenson?
Why, he hardly ever speaks to me.
You idiot. Stevenson has been dead for over 40 years.
No wonder he hardly ever speaks to me.
I've read all of his stories. He wrote sea stories. Oh, I love the sea.
You love the sea?
Yes. Love of the sea runs in my family. My great-grandfather was a sea dog. My grandfather was a sea dog. My father was a sea dog. And then along came he.
Well, luck can't hold out forever. A water spaniel had to creep in there someplace.
You idiot. You know nothing about the sea. The ocean is wonderful. Have you ever seen the flying fishes fly and the leaping tuna leap?
No, but I saw the dolphins dolph. And I've heard the porpoises perp.
Why don't you come fishing with me next Sunday? Costello, I'm going out on my sloop. Do you know anything about sloops?
I love sloops. There's nothing like a hot bowl of sloop with crackers.
Yeah, dummy, you wouldn't know the difference between a sloop and a gunboat.
That's what I had for lunch. Chicken gunboat sloop.
Come in.
Hiya, fellas.
What do you want?
Nothing. I saw a sign out there that said, ring the bell for Abbott and Costello.
Well?
What's the matter? Can't you guys ring it yourselves?
If I was to tell you that these guys that do one line get more than us, you wouldn't believe it.
Costello, did you hire that actor that was just in here?
Certainly. That was Milton Bronson from New York.
Milton Bronson. Never heard of him.
Well, he just completed a very successful run in New York of 32 weeks on the Astor roof where he was nailing down tar paper. Speaking of tar paper, Abbott, here comes our beautiful secretary, Viola Vaughn.
Say, I heard that remark, Costello, and I came here to tell you that I'm leaving you for another man.
Who is it, Van Johnson?
No.
Gregory Peck?
No.
Robert Taylor?
No.
Am I warm?
If you were warm, I wouldn't be leaving you.
That's telling him, Viola.
Viola, sweetheart, you can't leave me. I love you. Come into my arms and give me a kiss.
I can't. You've got a cigar in your mouth.
What are you worrying about? It's not lit.
You have no romance in your soul.
Yes, Abbott is right, Costello. Have you ever really made love to a girl?
Last week I met a girl under a tree in Griffith Park. We sat under that tree and made love. Every time I kissed her, she'd carve my initials in a tree. Every time I kissed her, she'd carve her initials in a tree. Every time she'd kiss me, I'd carve her initials in a tree. And every time she kissed me, I'd carve my initials in a tree.
Then what happened?
About 9:30, the tree fell over and hit us on the head.
You must be pretty sharp at kissing.
Well, Viola, my kisses come in 4 delicious flavors.
What are they?
Baked, fried, barbecued, and hitch up the fire engine, boys. There's going to be a hot time in the old town tonight.
Viola, why don't you marry Costello?
Why, that's the most obnoxious proposition I've had this year.
I knew you'd like it, Viola. Viola, if you marry me, we'll have a boy for me and a girl for you, and a boy for me and a girl for you, and a boy for me and a girl for you.
Wait a minute. What about me?
We're not taking any more orders right now. Viola, I'm going to kiss you.
Costello, if you kiss me, I'll tell all my other boyfriends.
Tell your girlfriends. It'll do me more good.
Viola, you know how Costello and I feel about you, and it's up to you to choose between us.
I did. This afternoon I was in the woods, and I picked a daisy, and as I pulled off the petals, I said, I love Abbott, I love Costello. I love Abbott, I love Costello.
And which one of us won?
Matty Malnick.
Matty Malnick?
Uh-huh.
How did he get in this?
He was in the woods with me when I picked the daisy. Now, I'm only kidding, Lou. You're really the one I love.
Naturally.
Oh, come here. Let me put my arms around you. There. Just rest your head on my shoulders. Lou,
yes.
Would you mind if I ran my fingers through your hair?
I wouldn't care if you ran through it in your bare feet. Viola, when you hold me like this, I get a naked feeling in my chest.
Is it love?
No, you're bending my junior G-man's bad.
Get him out of here!
And there's a lot more mad stuff still to come. But right now, a change of pace to let you hear this.
February 24th, 1949, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, February 24th, 1949.
Oh, hey, Abbott! Oh, no? Hey, I just been thinking. We got an offer. We ought to do something about it.
What are you talking about?
Well, you remember the deal CBS made with Jack Benny? They gave him $6 million to come over to their network.
Yes.
Well, CBS wants to give us $9 million.
What for?
To stay on ABC.
You idiot. Comparing yourself to Jack Benny. Jack is a great comedian.
I'm a great comedian.
Oh, Jack Benny is always good for a laugh.
I'm always good for a laugh.
Jack Benny gets $20,000 a week.
I'm always good for a laugh.
Jack Benny made Waukegan famous. That's in Illinois, you know.
Hey, you wouldn't have known it had you been there in the script. So what? I made Patterson, New Jersey famous. I made the whole state of New Jersey famous.
Now, wait a minute. What did you do for New Jersey?
I was born in New Jersey.
So what?
I went to school number 15 in New Jersey. I made friends with everybody in New Jersey. I'm always rooting for New Jersey. When I was 16 years old, I formed a band, and we played all over New Jersey.
What was the name of your band?
Lou-Costello and his Royal Canadians.
Will you please talk sense? Hey, wait a minute. Come here. What is that book you're carrying?
Well, it's my new Sam Shovel detective book. I just finished writing it. I call it 100 Steps to Take When You Come Face to Face with a Killer.
Sounds interesting. What are the steps?
What are the steps? I'll read them to you. Step 1, move in front of the killer. Step 2, place your hand on the doorknob. Step 3, open the door.
Well, that's 3.
Right.
What about the other 97 steps?
As soon as you get to the door open, take them as fast as you can.
You insist on doing Sam Shovel tonight. I hope you have an interesting case.
Oh, that I have.
You have?
But it's a very sad case, Abbott. I call it the case of the housefly who drowned when he walked in a pot of hot coffee, or strolling through the Perc one day.
Well, okay. Let's get on with it.
I'm Sam Shovel, Private Eye.
Hello, Sam.
That's the beautiful nurse that works for the doctor across the hall. He's an eye specialist. She makes a spectacle of herself. There's a lot of doctors in this building. Next door to me is a cat doctor. I wouldn't go to him. Very few cats make good doctors. I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping good lately. My bedroom is right next to the nursery. All night long I keep hearing wails in the nursery. Just wails from the nursery. Sometimes I wish I had kids. Bell phone rings, receiver up. Oh. Hello, Sam Shovel. I was giving you the whole works. Hello, Sam Shovel, private detective speaking.
Hello, Sam. This is the chief of police of San Francisco. I need your help. Some darn crook stole the Golden Gate Bridge.
When did you first notice it was missing?
This morning when I heard several loud splashes.
That's the way it goes in this business. You get all kinds of cases. I'm working on a case about a man, a crook, who steals soda pop. Nothing but soft drinks. The police have him tabbed as public enemy number 7 up. This office gets busier every day. I gotta get some new furniture. Ah, there's an ad in the paper. It says knee-hole desk half price. No wonder they're selling them at half price. Very few people have holes in their knees big enough to put a desk in. Here's another headline. Los Angeles buses to run on schedule. It would be better if we could get them to run on the street. I noticed my pal, Lieutenant Abbott, of the homicide squad coming towards the office. Lieutenant Abbott is a self-made man. His family was very poor. Not only did he come into this world without a cent to his name, but when he was born, he owed $17. Abbott was an incubator baby, but his family was so poor they couldn't afford an incubator. For the first 6 months of his life, he sat in a can of Sterno.
Hello, Sam Shovel.
Ah, it's my pal, Lieutenant Abbott. You look tired, Lieutenant.
Yeah. I've been out all morning showing a bunch of rookie cops the ropes.
Showing them the ropes? I'll bet that's a tough job.
No, it ain't so tough. I just march them into a hardware store and say, men, those are the ropes.
Come to think of it, Abbott, you ain't tired. It's your jokes.
By the way, Sam, how do you feel?
Like a banjo.
Like a banjo? How's that?
Everybody's picking on me. Oh, there's 2 tired jokes. Anybody want to buy them?
Talk sense, Sam. I'm going to let you in on a very important case from Scotland Yard. Lady Stirring Spoon. the famous English jewel smugglers in town turn over a load of diamonds to Limehouse Harry, the fence. We've got Limehouse Harry in jail. Lady Stirring Spoon has never met Limehouse, and I want you to take his place. If you do this, you'll get a lot of cases from Scotland Yard.
How can I be sure of getting more cases from Scotland Yard?
Well, they will always be in England.
Yes, and I hope we can afford it.
Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Sam Shovel, the whole thing. February 24th, 1949. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, and the conclusion follows these important messages right here from your favorite radio station. Here's Mike Lindell talking about getting your best friend something special.
And Mike, you've done it again. You've brought us an amazing line of dog beds.
This has been a long time coming. It starts with the same patented fill for your dogs now as we do My Pillow. I wanted everything covered in sizes from your largest dog to your smallest dog. You can throw them in the washer and dryer. The dogs love it. They asked, and here they are. This is why you get the dog bed. This is the main reason. The dogs love it.
And you've got that 10-year warranty, right?
I can do it because the dogs love it. They don't want to wreck their bed.
And you can get these MyPillow dog beds at a price lower than the big box stores, as low as $19.95. Call 1-800-928-4715, 1-800-928-4715, or go to mypillow.com/pet and use my promo code Wyatt. Treat your best friend to a MyPillow dog bed, mypillow.com/pet. Promo code Wyatt. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Abbott and Costello and the Sam Spade adventure from February 24th, 1949. As Abbott was telling Sam Shovel,
if you do this, you'll get a lot of cases from Scotland Yard.
How can I be sure of getting more cases from Scotland Yard?
Well, they will always be in England.
Yes, and I hope we can afford it.
Enough of this nonsense, Sam. We're going over to Lady Stirring Spoon's hideout. And remember, you're supposed to be Limehouse Harry, the English fence.
Lieutenant Abbott and I hurried to Lady Stirring Spoon's hideout. I, impersonating Limehouse Harry, knocked on the door. The door was opened by one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. She was wearing a Berlin airlift dress. In order to see her, you had to fly over it. Lady Stirring Spoon, I'm Limehouse Harry, and I'm a fence.
A fence?
A fence.
You look more like the wall around the La Brea tar pits. Limehouse Harry, eh? Why'd you ever leave London?
Well, old girl, I couldn't very well take it with me.
Down the business, Sam. He's got to get the diamonds.
Oh, yes. Lady Stirring Spoon, before you give the diamonds, would you give me a kiss?
Well... Well, you are nice, Harry.
Yes?
But kissing during business hours is hardly cricket.
Oh, come.
All right, Harry. Come here. There. And I still say that's not cricket.
Lady, if cricket was like that, it would run baseball right out of town.
Harry, you intrigue me. You're such a wit. How would you like to be my fifth husband?
Fifth? What happened to the other four?
Oh, they all died of natural causes. Pneumonia.
How do you know it was pneumonia?
They always coughed so when I took them out of the deep freeze.
That's enough of this nonsense. That's me. Be quiet. I'll talk. Enough is enough.
You never had this girl kiss you, did you?
Quiet. Just a minute.
Guarantee
Lady
you
Stirring Spoon.
times.
We're cops.
What?
Sam Shovel, the detective, and I'm Lieutenant Abbott. and we're taking you to jail.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, please, not that. Please, Mr. Sam Shovel, don't take me to jail.
Lieutenant, she's too beautiful to put in jail. Let's give her a chance.
Sam, you're crazy. She's a crook. What do you propose to do?
Lady Sturry Spoon, I know you're a crook, but I'm going to give you a chance.
Oh, Sam, if you do, I'll never steal anything again.
Okay. I'm going to turn out the lights and count 3. Then I'll turn them on again. If all the diamonds you stole are on that table when the lights go on, I'll let you go free. Out with the lights. 1, 2, 3. Turn on the lights.
Sam! Sam! The diamonds are not on the table, and Lady Stirring Spoon is gone. Where did she go?
Never mind her, Lieutenant. What happened to my pants?
Get him out of here! Well, Costello, I worked hard tonight, and I could stand a drink.
You know, I don't drink, Abbott, but if you come over to my house, I'll mix you one of my Uncle Mike's favorites.
What does it consist of?
Well, first you take a quart of bourbon, mix it with 3 quarts of gin and a pint of vodka. Then you add 4 bottles of brandy, shake it all up together and drink it. It's called a California pedestrian cocktail.
Why do you call it a California pedestrian cocktail?
One drink and you'll never know what hit you.
Well, I'll try it. Before we say goodnight, let's tell the folks who helps us put this show on every Thursday night.
Let's. Okay, our writing staff is headed by Eddie Foreman, with Paul Collin, Pat Costello, Martin Ragway, and Leonard Stern.
And our producer's Charles Vander.
Good night, folks.
Good night to everybody in Patterson. Good night.
Listen each Thursday night at this time for another great Abbott and Costello show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood. Be sure to stay tuned for the outstanding entertainment which follows throughout the evening on this ABC station.
The reason we have so many great episodes of Abbott and Costello from their time at ABC is because ABC transcribed the shows and sent them to other stations that wanted to carry the show. Now, that weren't interconnected regularly with ABC. That helped in 2 ways. Number 1, it expanded their network, and number 2, made sure that we had some great memories of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, February 24th, 1949, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, but first... So in a recent hour of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, you heard Lum and Abner, where Abner went to an auction and ended up with something that they didn't know what it was. Turned out to be a shortwave transceiver. And so Lum and Abner are setting up their own radio station in Pine Ridge, Arkansas. And that's where we turn today to Lum and Abner, an episode from February 24th, 1953. Oh, by the way, Ted at RadioMemories.com supplied us with this great quality version of this program.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog it, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now for more of that warm, wonderful comedy of Lum and Abner, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge.
Yeah, hello there. This is Dick Huddleston again, folks. Well, I guess you know that Lum has decided to turn Abner's shortwave set into a regular radio station. VPR, the voice of Pine Ridge. Well, old Lum sat up all last night drawing up a very impressive document, and he's all ready to read it to his partner now.
Well, sit down, Abner, and let me read this to you. If we're going to start this radio station, we want to do it right.
Well, all we got to do is say, "This is station VPR, the voice of Pine Ridge, doing the talking." That's the way we'll start, I reckon.
Well, natural. But I want to read you this paper I drawed up.
Well, I'm willing to go into the radio business all right, Lum, but I don't see why we have to sit around and read about it.
Well, it's a paper I drawed up showing that we went into business.
You have to have a paper for that nowadays?
Yeah.
What won't they think of me?
It says here, Articles of Partnership. The following is to certify that the undersigned has joined together in due form to incorporate ourselves into a partnership for the purpose of conducting, operating, and running a radio broadcasting station to be known hereinafter and henceforwards as the Voice of Pine Ridge. The aforesaid partners in the aforesaid partnership in the aforeread paragraph are as follows, to wit. 1. Columbus Edwards. 2. Abner Peabody. The president of the aforementioned Partnership Corporation, Incorporated,
Just a minute
will be...
here now, Lum. Are me and you both partners in this thing?
Well, natural. Can't have a one-man partnership.
No. Are we equal partners in it?
Why, sure. The president of the...
Now, hold on now, Lum. I thought I was going to be the owner of this station.
The owner?
Why, sure. I'm the one that owns that short-wave machine. I bought it, you know, boy.
Well, yeah, but that just comes under the head of equipment.
Huh?
That's all covered in this paper I've drawn up.
Oh.
Now, if you just keep quiet and let me read it...
Yeah, well, now, just hold on just a minute now. I thought the short-wave machine was a radio station. That's the whole thing right there.
Well, that just shows right there how much you know about business, Abner. That's just one small part of it.
Well, it's a pretty important part, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, it's important, all right, but you could have that machine sitting around here for 20 years and still not have no radio station.
I could, huh?
You got to have somebody that knows how to put these things into operation.
Well...
You got to have a man with business talents, a man with foresight and hindsight.
Both, huh?
Got to have a man with business experience, a man with brains.
Well, yeah, I reckon you're right.
Of course I am.
Where do you suppose we can get a man like that?
Where can we get a man like that?
Yeah.
We've got one.
Huh?
You're looking at him.
You?
Natural.
Well, now, wait just
It's all covered in this paper I've got up.
Where was I when this paper was got up?
It's all legal, Abner. I done it all according to law. Tells in here that for your half of the partnership, you're contributing one short-wave transmitting and receiving outfit, complete with generator. Gives you full credit for it.
It does, huh?
Yes, sir.
What are you contributing?
I figured you was going to ask that, and don't worry, it's all covered. Now, is there any other questions for you signing?
Yeah. What are you contributing?
Well, for one thing, my brains.
Oh, surely, Lum, you can make a better contributing than that.
Well, now, wait a minute before you start getting sarcastic.
Looks like we're in the red before ever we get started, even.
All right.
Dog is his brain.
Wait a minute, Smarty. Besides my brains, I'm contributing my first month's salary as head announcer.
Head announcer?
Yeah, that's one of the jobs I hold in this new company. It's all covered in the paper.
Well, that's nice to know.
My salary is $50 a week. And for 1 month, it'd be $200.
Oh!
Wait a minute. I ain't drawing a cent out of it. That all goes right direct into the company.
Oh.
There's $200 right there I'm contributing. Can you match that?
Well, how about my salary as head generator? I'll put that in.
Yeah, but you own the machine. As long as you own that outfit, you'd just be paying money to yourself to operate it. That seems kind of silly, don't it?
Well, yeah. It does, now that you mention it.
Of course it does.
Yeah, it's silly. Take it back.
You see right now that we're lucky we got me for the business manager of this company.
Business manager?
Yeah, that's covered in the paper, too.
Well, now, just a minute.
Well, you can see for yourself what a good business manager I am. I've already saved you paying out a whole lot of money for a head generator.
Yeah, that's right, ain't it?
Well, it's a pretty high-paying job, too.
It is, huh?
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's something else I'm contributing is my salary as business manager of the station.
How much are you getting for that?
I cut myself down to $35 a week on that.
Can you work that cheap?
Well, I'm willing to do it in order to get our company started. Of course, I ain't taking none of it out in cash. I'm putting a month of it in the business. There's another $140 right there.
Well, Lum, can you afford that?
Well, I'll scrape by somehow. To get something like this started, Abner, you got to make sacrifices.
Dogged, I feel sort of like I just ain't doing my part, Lum.
Oh, well, that's all right. You're putting in the machine, don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, but what's that? Just equipment. Says that in the paper. You read it a while ago, said the machine was equipment.
Yeah, it's importance, though, sorter.
Yeah, but I don't...
Another thing I'm contributing is 3 weeks of my salary as program director.
Program director?
Oh, yeah, you got to have one of them.
You do, huh?
Yeah. If we're going to have a radio station, we've got to have programs on it. If we're going to have programs, we've got to have somebody to direct them.
Yeah, that's a program director, huh?
That's what they call them.
Doggers, when are you going to find time to do all this work, Lum?
Well, I'll just have to work day and night, I reckon.
Oh, now you oughtn't to be doing that. You ought to sleep sometime.
There ain't nothing I won't do to get this company started for you, Abner. And me, of course.
Well, I hope you're getting a good salary for that.
Yeah, that job pays a little higher than that other one. 60 a week.
60, huh?
Yeah.
Good. Hooray.
That's why I'm just putting in 3 weeks of that. There's another $180 right there.
3 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
Doggers, Lum, maybe you ought to cut that down to just 2 weeks, maybe.
No, it's all covered in the paper. 3 weeks. I want us to have plenty of capital to work on.
Doggers, Lum, I just feel terrible about this. I ought to be contributing something else to the company some ways here. I'll tell you, how about making me assistant announcer so I can throw that salary in?
Well, there you're again. You own the machine, so no sense in you paying out money to yourself.
Oh, yes. That, blame it all anyway. Almost wish I didn't own that machine. Lum, you wouldn't want to buy it from me, would you?
No, I couldn't afford it right now, Abner. My money's all tied up in the company.
Yeah, that's right. I tell you, I got it. Ha! Hooray for me. Got it figured out now. Tell you what I'll do. I'll just give it to you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's yours. Take it,
No,
kid.
that's your machine. I don't want to take it away from you, Abner. I don't want to take advantage of you.
Well, that's awful thoughty of you, Lum. I appreciate it. Wouldn't even take half of it, would it?
No, I don't want to take nothing away from you.
Oh, but I sure am glad I ain't going into partnerships with anybody else. They wouldn't treat me nice this way.
Well, I was just thinking of the best interest of the company's all.
Yeah, but, Lum, I don't like you to have to carry me along this way, me dragging my feet practical, you might say.
Oh, it's all right, Abner. Don't worry about me.
I just can't help it, though. You're getting such a bad deal out of this.
I don't mind now. Anything for the company, I always say.
Well, Lum, couldn't we change some of this around to where you can make a little something out of it?
No, can't change nothing now, Abner. It's all covered in the paper.
That's final, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That...
Got to be signed just the way it is.
Oh.
Now, right here's where you put your name, right there.
Right there on that line?
Yeah.
What's that X for? I ain't signed it yet, Lum. I can write my name. You don't have to make my mark there.
That just shows you where you're supposed to put your name, Sally.
Oh, good. Just wanted you to know I can do it. Lum, I just hate to do this to you now.
Well, it's all right, Abner. Don't think about me. Just think about the company.
Yeah, but I just don't see how you're going to get along. Leastways, not for the first month.
Yeah, I'll make out somehow.
Could I lend you some money?
No, Abner. I'll just tighten my belt another notch and struggle through some way or other.
How about just taking $5? Here.
No, that's mighty thought of you, Abner, but I just couldn't accept it.
Take $1.
No, Abner, no. Thank
Well,
you.
Lum, I feel terrible about this. Just almost breaks my heart. You doing all the work, contributing all your salary, me sitting around here just doing nothing, you might say, and taking half the profit. I just can't stand it, Lum.
Well, now, pull yourself together,
no,
Abner.
no.
Now, just cut that out.
Oh, no.
Feller's got to spec these things when he's going into a new business this way.
Well, ain't there something I can do to help you, Lum?
No, Abner. All I want you to do is just sign this paper here.
Well, will that put all of this into effect here?
Yeah, that'll do it. Right there's where you sign, right there.
Yeah. Give it here.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you tearing it up for? Wait.
No, sir, 'cause I think too much of you, Lum.
Think too much of?
Yes, sir. I'm going to take that short-waving machine and start the radio business myself. I'm just going to hire you for $10 a week.
$10 a week?
Yes, sir. I'm going to see to it that you get something out of this. I ain't going to sit by and see you get a raw deal like that. I'm your true friend.
A real loyal to the end true friend. That's Abner Peabody. Lum and Abner, February 24th, 1953, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And kind of the story is where they had bought the war surplus transceiver. And it's going to prove, I think most of you can kind of figure out where this is going to go, but we'll bring you more of them. Lum and Abner, February 24th, 1953, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And our Lum and Abner upgraded audio shows are made possible by our friend Ted, RadioMemories.com. He has a whole bunch of new restorations available on cassette, CD, or on flash drive for your computer. Visit Ted, RadioMemories.com. That's RadioMemories.com. He also has some groups where they acquire additional programs, and I think you would enjoy being a part of that. RadioMemories.com. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thank this station. Support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that we're here each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. All of our shows are available for streaming on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can contact me, find our social media links, and you can also buy me a coffee. That Buy Me a Coffee money goes toward us acquiring additional classic radio programs and keeping our distribution channels up and running. That's all at classicradio.stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.